We were born in balance and with balance before coming into the world. We have been born into a world that has been out of balance. So we come in as light beings into a world filled with darkness to be that light in a dark place. Messages out of the shadows, because you are, as a baby coming into form, representing the yin and the yang. The yin represents energies of receptivity, passiveness, feminine energy. It can be associated with it, darkness and stillness. Whereas yang represents light activity, sun activity. Sun's energy also associated with maleness. The balance of yin and yang can shift depending on what is needed in that moment. So imagine coming into this realm with your energy centers balanced. And you come in and you have been gifted to your worldly family. And your worldly family loves you. They are so excited about you. You also came with a shadow. That shadow has its own darkness, and it is there as your protector to keep you safe. It's with you. It's the same as you. It's like your best friend. You grow up with it, just seeing yourself from baby stage to toddler stage, and somewhat as like having an imaginary friend around. And then you experience trauma. Let's just say within your worldly family, between your parents, guardian figures, there's situations that are occurring in the environment that don't make you feel safe, that go against you, and you feel like your world is crashing in for whatever is going on in the environment. And you run and go to a place that makes you feel safe. Let's just say that you went to your room because your parents were having an argument. You felt like it was your fault. You built this relationship with this shadow. It got dark on me, y'all. It got dark out. So as you built this relationship with your shadow, your imaginary friend, that shadow validated you, made you feel good, made you feel heard, made you feel like you had a safe place to run to. So whatever things got difficult in your life, you know who you was going to turn to. And I know for myself at a young age, there were moments and times that my parents would piss me off, and I just did not feel heard. And I also remember going to my room in those moments of just feeling so alone and feeling like these people cannot be my parents and family. And the thoughts that I had, let me just say, those thoughts were the only thoughts that my shadow and I knew, okay? And go ahead and put in the comments if you can relate to that, because it was just me and my shadow that knew about it. I didn't feel like I had any friends that I could tell those things to, and maybe that's your situation. You felt like you had no one to turn to, and so your shadow has always been there for you. And if any of you have seen the movie Toy Story, you know that Andy had all of his toys, which became his imaginary friends who he was talking to. And so whenever he felt anything, he would always share those moments. And our imaginary friends have been there with us for life. There were also times, though, that your shadow pushed you to make connections. So it could have been as you began growing up that you were needing to make friends, and those that you chose not to. And even as an adult, it's been challenging for you to make friends. So we were brought into the world as light that we are supposed to help make better. But because there's so much suffering all around us, and our parents are maybe suffering and never took the time to balance their own chakras, they started pulling from you like an energy vampire, which made you feel like you had to go through your own suffering and deal with your own trauma. And so what is required is acknowledging the shadow that has been there all along, and going in and doing the shadow work so that we can release the shadow for us to actually create tangible connections with people, because our shadow can also turning to it make us feel like we need to be in isolation. We don't need people if we have our shadow. But our shadow is also supposed to be released like a soul contract. And so go ahead and say, I release my shadow in the comments. Minister Dionne here. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and check out the video, Your Divine Royalty. Peace.